Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says she pushed President Obama to end the U.S. embargo on Cuba. She reveals much more in her new book, Hard Choices. It is published by Simon Schuster, division of CBS, and does not hit bookstores until next week. But we were able to buy a copy at a bookstore. Nancy Cordes is here with a look inside Clinton's State Department memoir. Nancy, good morning.
Charlie, good morning to you. The book starts with Hillary Clinton lying down in the back seat of a minivan. It is 2008. She's trying to evade reporters on her way to a secret meeting with the man who had just defeated her in the Democratic primaries, Barack Obama.
Clinton writes that she and her Democratic rival buried the hatchet over a bottle of Chardonnay at the home of a mutual friend, Senator Dianne Feinstein of California. Both Barack and I and our staffs had long lists of grievances, she writes. It was time to clear the air. We stared at each other like two teenagers on an awkward first date until finally Barack broke the ice by ribbing me a bit about the tough campaign I had run against him. Clinton says she initially turned down the role of Secretary of State. I wanted to go back to the Senate and my work for New York. But at Mr. Obama's urging, she reconsidered, thinking, suppose I had been elected president and wanted Barack Obama to serve as my Secretary of State. She embarked on a life of constant travel and diplomacy and is candid about the world leaders she got to know. Russian President Putin, she writes, proved over time to be thin-skinned and autocratic, resenting criticism. President Hu of China seemed to me more like an aloof chairman of the board than a hands-on CEO. German Chancellor Angela Merkel was decisive, astute, and straightforward. When it comes to America's leader, Clinton is complimentary, even when describing their occasional disagreements. Like in 2012, when she and then CIA Director General David Petraeus failed to convince President Obama to begin arming and training moderate Syrian rebels. No one likes to lose a debate, including me, she writes, but this was the president's call, and I respected his deliberations and decision. Clinton writes with the confidence of a longtime politician, touting herself as an early voice calling publicly for Palestinian statehood, whose diplomatic intervention, according to an Israeli official, was the only thing standing in the way of a much more explosive confrontation. But she also shares some regrets, like the administration's cautious reaction in 2009 to the Iranian regime's violent crackdown on anti-government protesters that left dozens dead and thousands more detained. In retrospect, she writes, I'm not sure our restraint was the right choice. She'd also rethink that gimmicky reset button she held aloft with the Russian foreign minister. It was not the finest hour for American linguistic skills, she jokes. And she says she's still haunted by her vote to go to war in Iraq back in 2002. I thought I had acted in good faith, but I still got it wrong, plain and simple.
Of course, the big reason there has been so much anticipation about this book is because people wondered whether Clinton would drop any hints about a possible run for president. Well, 4 pages from the end, she says, I have not made up my mind. As far as potential 2016 political rival Joe Biden is concerned, Nora and Charlie, there were no harsh words.
Nancy, thanks.